I'm trying, yo.
Coming through with the strength in you. Hey, boo. Hey, coming through with the strength in you. Hey, coming through with the strength in you. What it do? What it do? Coming through with the strength in you. And you say, coming through with the strength in you. You got it, boo. Coming through with the strength in you. You made it. Good job. Come through. Strengthen you. Push through. Hey, strengthen you coming through.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Y'all, listen, it's a Monday. It's a Monday. So,
Yeah.
first and foremost, let me let y'all know this time gonna change. Let me you learn lessons as you go through life, okay? And I'm learning that Monday mornings is just not necessarily my type of morning. Like, so
Mine
we
either.
we
You
got
see some
Shirley
bad
coming
hair
in
day.
right now, and we're telling y'all right now that the time is going to change. We might move the show to the afternoon just because it's just a lot going on. And I'm a mother, okay? And because I'm a mother, that means life happens to me a little different sometimes. And sometimes I'm not prepared to be live early in the morning. So I look like I look because I only woke up a few minutes ago. So this is me being honest with you and saying, "Hey, boo, I love you, but the time is probably gonna change." But you learn as you go. So that's what life is. It's a process, and you figure out certain things as you go, and you learn that some things just don't work the way you think they're supposed to work. And yeah, it's what it is. So let my other boo in, cause good morning. It's a Monday morning, and we in
Good
this joint.
morning.
Boy,
What's up, wisdom? How you doing, honey love?
I am like out of it today. We're starting this show off way too early on a Monday.
I literally just said we're gonna change our times, guys. We're learning. This is new to us. We said that first episode. We're learning. This is all new. So we're gonna change our time. It's probably gonna go to mid-afternoon-ish. We're gonna get this together because it's a process, and you don't know the process unless you go through it. So that's what's happening right now. We
Yeah,
all look like we look because it's an early ass Monday morning.
yeah, for real.
So today is listen. Today is gonna be today, and we're gonna talk about our culture today. That's what we're gonna talk about. Not
Push
not
through.
cultures in black, white, and all that, because it's enough of that shit in the world. We're gonna talk about our culture, meaning disability, disabled versus able. Because me personally, I don't like disabled. Don't put no dis in front of. I mean, you know what I'm saying, in front of what I'm able to do. So that's what we're gonna talk about today. So, Courage, I didn't get to ask you how you were, honey, because I was, processing my life.
I'm good. I'm good. It's just a Monday. Got the red, got the scarf on, got a bad hair day, but it's okay. I'm here.
You will. That's all that matter. You know what I'm
I
saying? It could
am
have been
here.
worse. You made it.
Junior, don't you say nothing. No, don't even look.
I don't even have the energy to clown you like if I wanted to.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Because this was show on Monday. He's still drunk from yesterday. He don't even drink, but I'm just saying, he
I
processed it
wish.
yesterday.
I didn't say what. You had some good stories.
I wish I was drunk.
You wish that's why you had that face right now?
Nah, I just like I just am so exhausted with everything that we do, like SNU, motivation time, book time, all the things I do on a regular basis. It's like finally catching up to me, and I had to I did a post today. I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna take a break off my motivation time because it's like starting to affect my mental health. And, like I have to like come with some extraordinary quote or like some like gotcha moment where like it goes off in your head. You're like, oh, that was a really good one. And like every day, doing that every single day, it is for months now, and it's just a grind. and then with everything else going on, like last night I couldn't get much sleep because my back was hurting. This is like the first time I had like real pain, I guess, and it was just like tossing back and forth. Like I didn't get much sleep, so I'm like out of it, out of it.
I feel you. It's a struggle sometimes. And you know what? I saw you post that this morning that you were taking a break for your mental health. And actually, I am proud of you. Because, first of all, it takes strength or wisdom. It takes wisdom to know you're tired and you need a break. And nobody's expecting you to pump out these things every single day because that's not realistic. Like, real talk, we all go through real life things, and sometimes we just need a break. Don't nobody want to be encouraging. Don't nobody want to be inspirational. Don't nobody want to be motivational. Like, it is what it is. So I
Yes,
am proud of you for recognizing that you need to take a step back and just let Junior be Junior and woosah from all the inspiration, motivation, because it's real life. You know what I'm saying? How you feeling,
absolutely.
Trina?
I feel okay.
You feeling like Junior that you over it too, though? That you just need a break?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we go through everyday life, and people think just because we are stroke survivors, or we had to stop working, or we had to stop doing this, that it's actually a break. It's not a break because we still have everyday life plus the stroke on top of it. So it's like pulling more weight than was before. So
Right. It's
I'm
extra
not
weight.
really,
I feel
yeah,
you.
you know,
And
I'm
you know
not
what?
really tired. It's a lot
Huh?
going on. You know how our brain get with it, start active and it just be going like just going, and your brain be like, your body be like, could you please go to sleep? I am tired.
Right.
You know, y'all, we done had the moments where your body be like, "Oh, can you just go to sleep?" And it's study thinking about stuff, study just going. So yeah, but I'm okay. Julia, I hope you get to feeling better.
I do too. I think taking a couple of days off and focusing on like what I want to do, is going to be beneficial to like my recovery and taking some time off. And like I'm still me, I still feel fine, right? Like it's
Mhm.
more like an exhaustion, mentally, physically. Um, doing these workout videos and doing as much as I've been doing, especially recently with like BTOT and um just burning myself at two ends. Like sometimes I forget that I'm a stroke survivor and I'm doing the most, you know. And it got to a point where like last night, like I had to really like look at myself in the mirror and be like, okay, like is this worth it for your mental exhaustion to every day like have this like tight routine, which is good. I like having my routine, but like it's getting more of a chore now to do it. Because now I don't only do motivation time, I do other things. So um, burning myself at both sides, kind of like last night I didn't do anything. I just watched some TV and caught up with some shows that I wanted to watch that I've been ignoring because I've been so tight with everything else. And it was good to just like be lazy and not have to worry about anything. And then last night I've talked to like several other stroke survivors, and hearing they're like, oh, I'm in pain, and I'm like, I don't understand where that comes from, but like like when your body is exhausted and it's like we got to take a break, buddy. It'll let you know. And last night, like I just tossing and turning, and it was to the point where I was like, I almost didn't do the show today. And then I was like, well, I have like, if I'm gonna say like, I don't want to cold turkey everything. I still have my like, I love doing this show. Tomorrow I'm doing a show with Jerry Gold, doing his show, and I can handle it. I'm gonna shout out SNU. You already know, and those type of things I can do all day. But like when I go to like thinking like my motivation time host, especially like every single day, it's mentally exhausting
Mhm.
coming up with like you know a new quote or a new workout because I don't want to do the same video twice like recently. So it's like coming up with all these different things. It's like it's exhausting. It's exhausting, and like getting to that point now where like I can recognize like okay, I need to take a step back and focus on my mental health, um, which is crazy to me because like I never spoke like this before. But like mental health is just as important as physical health and
Absolutely.
emotional health. Sometimes you gotta take a step back and take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That is
Yeah.
one of the most important things, actually, because without mental health, you can't work on yourself physically or emotionally. So, I mean, mental health is extremely important. And this is kind of a tribute to people, telling them and reminding
Mhm.
them, hey, mental health check, pull yourself back sometimes from things and remove yourself from storms. You don't have to sit in it all the time. It's cool to step back and have a mental health moment. So, like I said, I am proud of you for doing that and recognizing that you need it, because oftentimes we forget that that's important for us to work on. And that kind of leads into kind of our topic today. And today we're going to just talk about our culture. And like I said, it's not the culture of black, white, yellow, green, all that. Like,
Mhm.
we passed that. We're beyond that. We're talking about the culture of stroke, disability versus ability. Because like I said, don't put a dis in front of what I'm able to do. So I hate that um, the world has labeled so many different things that this is like a thing now where everybody separates themselves based on abilities. And that's stupid to me, because we should accept each other for whatever ability we have. Like, that's the beauty of people, accepting them where they are and loving them wholeheartedly, no matter what ability they have. So, um, when it comes to our culture, I was looking at the sign, the handicap sign, the parking spot, whatever. And I
Mhm.
was looking at the sign and I was like, well, we're not all in wheelchairs. Because when I pulled into it, I don't know why it kind of triggered me. And it was like, well, damn, that's not like the basis of me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
when people think stroke, when people think handicap or whatever, they're closing the lid on our lives and what we're able to do. Because it's like, oh, they're disabled. And it's like, no, I'm just slow motion.
Thank you.
I'm just slow motion. That don't make me disabled. I'm able to do damn near everything everybody else does. It just looks different because I move different. So, how do y'all feel about that term, disabled?
Um, it's like a thing where like it's really hard to like. My mom has cerebral palsy and she's on disability, right? But like there's certain things that she could do, just like everybody else. And then there's days where like it's a little harder for her to get out of bed and do the things she used to do, right? So she has that on the license plate. She has like that little disabled thing, and I just hate seeing it because it's like not all of us are in wheelchairs, like you said, and it's kind of grouping us into this like into this category, and people automatically assume if you're not in the wheelchair, you're not disabled. But you have to look at it from the other perspective where that word has such a stigma to it that it's really hard to distinguish the difference between somebody who's handy cable, which I like using, not handicap. Like, I do a lot of things with my motivation time and my workouts that other survivors like. Yesterday, I don't know why this rubbed me the wrong way, but it was like a comment said that, oh, like I over the weekend I posted like a video of me folding my clothes, and I
Yeah.
was using both my hands, and they were like, "Oh, fold it with one hand." I was like, "Why would I do that? If I have access to both of my hands, why am I gonna make my life more difficult?" Like I understand there's others out there who can't use, but I'm not one of
Mhm.
them. I'm not
Right.
gonna like. I'm almost like kind of shitting on me, like all the work that I've done. My hand's not there, but like it's gotten a lot better from when I
Mhm.
first got the stroke to now, and
Right.
that's because I worked really hard to get there. Um, why am I gonna like not be proud of what the accomplishment and not be proud of what I've been able to accomplish um, with me that way? With using both hands to fold clothes. Like I don't like it's still very difficult to like fold clothes in general,
Mhm.
but
Right.
it just rubbed me the wrong way. It's like I say all that to say this: there's a distinguishable moment in your life where you like. I remember when I first had the stroke and I did some traveling, and I was at the airport, and like little kids were looking at me like weird because I was in a wheelchair,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like kind of typically I was still there. I was still able to have a conversation and still be able to conversate with people, but like everybody assumed because I was in this wheelchair that I wasn't able to do certain things, and that's that stigma that plays along with everything. So it's like, don't group me in this like the category of disabled
Right.
when everyone has a unique um difference. Everybody can do certain things. That doesn't mean that we're disabled. You know.
Yeah.
And how do you feel, Trina?
I'm gonna touch on what Junior said because I'm gonna try not. I'm gonna try to keep calm in this
Keep calm,
because
girl. Keep calm. Don't
I,
punch
I,
me in the
I
face.
mean I'm not gonna punch nobody, but it kind of hurts because when I first had my stroke, I was in a wheelchair and I felt like I should hide in the house because going out, people not gonna be willing to accept me.
Mm,
Um, we get negative from the outside. We get negative from with our own strokes about. As Junior was saying, do it one hand. Well, baby, first of all, we all walking on different levels of our stroke.
absolutely.
Instead of bashing somebody because they're able to use both hands, say, I congratulate you. I'm proud of you. This is where I want to work hard to get where, because you showing us, you reaching back, showing the rest of us that it can be done. Don't give up hope. Don't worry about what the doctors say. It can be done.
Facts.
And it just upsets me because some people in their mind, once they, oh, I can't do, they live with that. They live with that disability. They live with it. So then when another person going, no, I'm not finna sit. Oh, you just showing off. Remember, Joy, you had somebody come at you
Girl, I
one
was gonna
time.
get to that. I was gonna get
And I'm like, okay, we're not showing off. We're not here to show. Like you said, we're not getting paid for nothing. We're not here showing off. We just here showing everyday life and that you can still have a life. You can still laugh and be okay.
hmm Absolutely. That's and it's crazy that you said that because um we are bashed by our own people. And it's crazy because being black, we already get that just being black. But being disabled. You know what I'm saying? Like you get people that's like you're pretending or you think you better than because they are jealous. You're gonna have your haters no matter what storm you facing. Haters gonna exist. And we gotta allow them to be there so they can motivate us. Keep us doing what we're doing naturally, just being us. But I hate that we have segregated one another by by ailments, you know what I'm saying, by disabilities or color or whatever the situation is, because that's the beauty of being individuals. We get to learn from one another, but the world isn't like that. So we are, I guess, shining a light and saying, "We see you, motherfucker." Like, for those haters that is out there, and we're saying, "I'm me, and I'm proud to be me," whatever that looks.
Thank
Period.
you.
I remember, Trina, you brought up that situation, which finna make me talk about it. When the lady was like, "I think you're pretending to have a stroke." Who the
Yeah.
fuck pretend that their left side don't work? Who want to pretend that they can't walk good? Who want to pretend? You know what I'm saying? Like this is a painful situation all the time. So I don't want to pretend that I hurt, but it shouldn't be a label. We should be accepting each other for what we are, no matter what that is. And this lady was really just pissed that I try my best in everything that I do, that I'm jumping around and that I'm dancing and I'm still happy in the skin I'm in because number one, I'm here. So I found it just a different level of disrespect, if that makes sense. And I wish that people would just see and recognize um, the differences in each other and accept them because that's the beauty in being a person and being human and growing up wherever the fuck you grew up. Like the differences is what makes us us. And that's the beautiful part because you get to give that to somebody else. And hold on, y'all, I need some water.
Yeah, it's like I say, it's hard. I mean, it wasn't that people be like, "Oh, you down, you depressed because of your stroke." No, it ain't the stroke that did it. It's the people. It's the people that made me feel some type of way. It's the people that made me feel like a stroke was a bad thing. It's the people that look at me different. It's the people that feel like I can't speak for myself because I done had a stroke. So no, it's not the stroke because we all go through something. But
Right.
treat me as who I am. I'm still human. But you never know what you may face in life.
Hmm. And that is the takeaway from this show, which is just treat people with love. Don't don't put them in a box because they look differently than you look, or because you feel like you're doing something better than they're doing. You shouldn't categorize nobody. We should just all embrace people for just being people and love them wholeheartedly because they're people. That okay.
Yeah. It's funny because you see so much stuff on Facebook. Like you see people posting, I stay in my own lane. I'm on my own pace. I'm doing me. And here it is that strokes about we have no choice but to do that. But you still looking down on us. I mean, since I have stroke, my mind, like organization, everything has to be on point than before. And just because I don't cook or something as fast as you, don't grade me on how I do it. Grade me on if I complete it,
Right.
if I get the job done. You
Hmm.
know. So now I'm like, oh well, y'all can look at me any kind of way, because I got it both ways for being, thick and fluffy.
Thick and fluffy. I like that. Thick and fluffy.
Did you hear I was thick and fluffy? And I'm a stroke survivor, so they really be looking at me good. I know they be saying some negative thoughts in their head, boy. I can feel it on me. I be like, come on with it. I said, but you can't steal, you can't take my beauty. Just say I'm beauty too. Whatever you thinking, make sure you put beauty in there.
Talking about
Beauty and
thick.
somebody.
I'm a beauty thick handicap. Whatever you thinking, put beauty on that.
No, baby, I got a shirt that say 2B, 2SQ. Beautiful black stroke survivor queen. Them is all my elements. You can't have me without the one of them. You got to accept all that.
I know that's right.
you know.
Tell
I
on.
know.
That's
Look,
you see
look,
that head?
look. My energy person right here. Oh, let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell everybody out there, when you connect with some friends, and we connected, even though we haven't really just met. I didn't met Joy, but one another we connected. And right now, just to see Junior, I ain't gonna say down, but going through something. And I know it's hitting Joy some type of way, and it's hitting me some type of way, because I'm looking at him and his energy is just like down, because and I'm just gonna tell you, Junior, guess what I'm gonna do?
Mm.
I'm gonna do your motivation time for you. Y'all, it ain't gonna be like
I appreciate it.
look, it ain't gonna be like Julius. I might be laying out on the floor, but
like
I'm gonna show
uh,
up.
I like we did the same for you. Like remember when you were
Yeah.
hot body and you kind of found a way to we found a way to kind of get you out of that, and we recognized that you were down, and as friends of yours, you know, what kind of friends would we be if we left you like that, you know?
Mhm.
And
Right.
I think one thing that gets lost in this community is, you know, there's it's not enough, not a lot of like uplifting with each other. I noticed there's
Mhm.
a lot of like hate and um, just you try to do
Ugliness,
for people.
darkness.
Yeah, like oh, like, you know, yeah, I don't have that, so like fuck you. You know what I mean? Like it's not like that. Like you learn how to bring your own happiness to the fold, and if you can't do that, have some people around you that will, right? But don't ignore
Mhm.
those people. Don't push those people to the side who are trying to help, because like that's kind of half of the problem, right? Like when you're in a state of mind where you're like you're not at 100%, and somebody's taking time out of their life to comfort you and be there for you and be your shoulder, and you're just like ignoring everything they're saying and kind of doing your own thing, and it's kind of disheartening for us. And it's like, well, why am I even bothering? You know what I mean? Like, why am I even bothering to try to uplift and be a support system? Like, so a lot of people like I've noticed recently, like want the support system, but do they? You know what I mean? Like, do they really want it? I
Right.
don't know. I think it's easier for them to like sit in that woe is me and kind of everybody feel bad for me. Like, nah, bro. It's like just step out of that mindset, and you'll notice a lot of things in your life will start getting better. It's not an overnight fix. It takes work and it takes dedication and determination, but life will get better. It's not gonna happen overnight, but life will.
Mhm.
You know what it takes though, for real, for real? It takes you being honest with yourself. It takes you being honest with your situation. It just takes honesty. And some people, you know, like I know, a lot of people don't want to hear or see the truth. That's the problem with our world in general. Truth shit, fall back from, because once you put the truth in somebody's face, it's like, oh my God, I gotta face it. And that's when it get real. And that's what it's gonna take to get through anything that you go through. You gotta accept what is. Call a thing a thing. Stop being afraid to accept what is. Because it's the only way you can work through it. When you accept what is. Nobody said it's gonna be easy. Nobody said it's gonna be fun. Nobody said we want it. We didn't want this life, but it's the cards we got. So I mean, you just gotta accept what is. It takes honesty, and that's a hard ass thing to do. It ta-
It's very hard
and it takes
because
accountability. Accountability. That's the word. Accountability. Be accountable for the things that you did and said and all that. So when it comes to our culture, I think some of us get in our heads too much about the culture, because when you think of the things you go through, it tears you down.
guilty.
It eats at you sometimes. And so it's hard to accept that culture. See, people think culture is related to race. And that's not the only culture. You got the culture of sexuality, men and women. You know what I mean? Like they say, what's the saying? Women are from Venus and men are from Mars. Furthest from the truth. Learning the things that I've learned doing this, not even just this journey, but like the college journey, and I'm learning more, and my eyes are being open to what is. The culture of disability or disabled, that's the culture, disabled. When people get into that culture and it stops them from trying because they feel like I can no longer do, because somebody has put a label and a stamp on them and said, you're disabled. And that word is demotivating. It takes away from what you're trying to.
Hope.
Yeah. It pulls your, like you said, hope. It pulls it from you
Yeah.
because somebody's
I
put
mean,
this in front of what you're able to do. And that's not our culture. We're more than that. So I'm like, let's just talk about it and maybe we'll stop putting ourselves in a box. Because oftentimes it's not even, it's what the world said that imprints in your head and keeps you from doing. Did I say that right?
No, you
yeah, you
didn't.
said it right.
Okay.
You said it right, girl.
Thanks, boo.
We got you. You said it right. We know, so they don't understand sometimes. Like I can control it better now that our brain be going like 100 miles per hour faster than our mouth. And sometimes your mouth be like, "Wait a minute, what did you trying to say?" You be talking to yourself like, but disability. Oh man, I think it's not. I don't even think it just now started. That it's been going in generation. That once you had that label, it was like that was the end. That was the stop point. You can't do nothing else. You need to sit right here. Don't mess up your disability. Don't try to do nothing else. And I can be. I'm guilty from the beginning. Like, and I remember I told you one day, I wish I had found you at the beginning when I first had my stroke. Then I felt like I would be further along, because here I am just to myself, don't know nothing about a stroke, don't know. In my mind, I'm thinking, okay, within a month, I'll be all right, I'll be back again. So after a month, that's when that depression started kicking in. Okay, I can't shake this now. This
Hmm.
mug still here. Like it's still going on. And it's kind of like, wow, like just to see other people. That's why I don't understand like the hate, the negativity when you see somebody doing better than you. how can you just be like, oh, do it one hand? No, I'm be like, wow, he did that. Both, I want a message. Well, how you get your hand to work? What did you do to you?
Real talk, because you know what? Junior is part of my motivation, real talk, because y'all know I'm damn near 9 years in this thing, and I already told y'all my arm was my kryptonite because it's painful.
Mhm.
That is my stroke hit my left arm harder than any part of my body. So I was content with it not working because number one, I don't need it. I'm like, I use my right hand anyway. So I wasn't doing what I needed to do to get my hand back. But because I've been watching Junior videos and because I'm watching him and I know we're all hemorrhagic strokes. And it's like we all had the same stroke. I know every stroke is different, but because I've watched him, I'm able now to be like, that I may even still get this fucking arm back. I be cussing this arm out every day, y'all. Okay? I'm cussing at this arm, and I'm like, this fucking arm. But I've been working on it now more and more. Look, I'm splitting it up right now because yesterday I went to the gym and I did some arm stuff, and I'm starting to do more with my arm because he is my motivator. Because it's like I can't, I can't. I'm over here telling everybody else what they can do because I've become, I don't want to say complacent, but that's a thing. And that's really what it is. I've just been okay and accepted what is. But that ain't the end for me. So now it's like just do what's necessary. It ain't gonna come easy. It's hard. I get it. It's painful. But the fuck, I gotta try. I can't sit
Yeah.
over here and tell everybody that the strength is in you to push through and blah 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 fucking blah, and I'm not doing it. You know what I'm saying? So that is me.
I, I feel you on that. I mean, cause I'm always messing with him. I always say, "You sit the ball way up here, Junior. You just sit there." I'm always messing with him, but I just, because when I was seeing his video, and I was like, "Wow!" Then when I found out, oh, he's 9 months, I ain't gonna tell no story. I was like, "Ooh, I'm ashamed." you know, I'm ashamed. But then, we all came together. I was like, you know what? And then when you often say, I don't want you to come into strengthen you, that mirror, you got to face that mirror.
Uh huh.
And I had to face that mirror, like, how can I be a part of strengthening you? Here it is. I'm going into 5 years, and I had to look back. Like, what have I really done? And me, you had that conversation, but I'm just camera. Like, I hate camera. Like, pictures, camera, I hate them. Like 10 minutes on my bike the other day, my little flow bike, and they was like, "You not videoing it?" No, you don't know. But Joe, you know how I am. Know, I was real close then when you met me. It was even hard to even zoom with you, talking to you,
Yeah,
Facebook. So I done came a long way.
you definitely
But
did.
I'm determined. I'm determined with I'm getting up there with him, boy. We gonna be beating each other trying to put up that motivation.
That's how it kind of started for me. Was like recording myself to see where my progress was at, and being
Hmm.
able to kind of look back and have something tangible I could look at and be like, I could do this 3 months ago. Now I'm able to do this. That's
Hmm.
how motivation time kind of started, and then it evolved into what it is now. And uh, it's been a work in progress. But like I've noticed,
Mhm.
whenever I have to like take a step back for my mental health, because like I said, it's very hard doing this every single day and trying to like
Hmm.
uplift and inspire other stroke survivors. And then like one day, like I have like, oh, like I did this because of you, and then a week later, the same person that was like motivated and wanted to go after it is like, my life sucks, and it's like, why are you going backwards? You know, um, that was like a big a part of like the culture, right? Like I wanted to change what it meant to be a stroke survivor. Like when I first got into this community, like I didn't know what a stroke was until I had it. I
Mm-hmm.
heard the word, but I didn't know what it meant or what it entailed until I had one, unfortunately. But now I'm like an expert. I did like all this research on my own,
Hold
and
up, Junior. We got a question, guys. It says, "How long can you last doing anything mentally or physically before fatigue kicks in?"
oh, sorry. Like an hour and a half of like really going after it, 2 hours at the most, and then I notice like fatigue really kicks in depending on what I'm doing. If it's a fun activity, I'm able to kind of make that last longer.
Yeah.
But like if it's like for instance, like some weeks I have PT and OT like back to back. By the time I finish those two, I'm out of it. Like they're an hour each time, and I'm just like, I don't want to. I need a nap. The nerve fatigue kicks in, and that's a real thing, ladies and gentlemen. Nerve fatigue is a real thing, and I think that's what I suffer from the most with my affliction. I don't want to use the word disabled anymore. I want to kind of like branch off of that, but
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
my affliction, like the nerve fatigue, is like the thing I they struggle with the most. So like 2 hours is my go to, like going in, and then I need to like take a step back and just have a breather for myself in 10 minutes. Depends on like how tired I am after.
I'm with you, Junior. It just depends on what it is. It depends on the movement that it is, and it depends on if it's fun or not. Will determine about my fatigue. But um, to keep it going, Jerry said something, and I was reading it, and it hit me different because I'm with him so much. He said, "People on Facebook post that the world is about to end now that they had a stroke, and it pisses him off because there's somebody who is close to killing themselves, and they hit it. We survivors, so don't be seeking to pull them down with you." Now that hit me different because um, I see that, and it pisses me off too.
Yeah.
It pisses me off because number one, our life ain't over because we had a stroke. That's just a setback to our comeback. And you see people on Facebook, and everybody's woe with me, and everybody's so sad, and everybody had a stroke, fucking blah blah. We all had something. People who've cancer, stroke, diabetes, fucking it's something. We all go through something, but it's how you handle the things you go through. And people get on Facebook and all these social medias, and everybody won't feel bad for me, woe is me, and blah blah blah. But that's not the end. It's like something happened to you for your life to start anew. It's the beginning of something
Mhm.
beautiful. You know what I mean? Like, we get that it's hard. We get that it's not easy. We get that it hurts. All of that. But it don't change the fact that we here. Everybody did not get the
Mhm.
opportunity to say they made it. And I think I'm like that just because my mama died when I was 10 from a stroke. So for me to still be in the world says there's a fucking purpose for me. I'm here for a reason. The joy that's in me wasn't able to be stolen by stroke or whatever other traumas I've been through, because it definitely ain't just stroke. So let's be clear. I've been through some realness, and all of it fueled my fire. So I'm hoping that in us doing what we do, which is talking about our strokes and life situations, and the fact that it just ain't easy. Like Junior is not having a super day today, but he's here. You know what I'm saying? So that's huge. The fact that he is just not 100%, but he made it right here to
Yeah.
be with y'all to share this message of whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like,
So be thankful.
The fact that like I even like got out of bed was a victory, right? I could have stood in my bed all day today, and justifiably so. Like I was in pain, I'm tired. Like yeah, I can make a million excuses on why I didn't. I could have just erased today and start over tomorrow. But like
mhm,
half of the battle is trying, is getting up and making the effort. You know, like I mentioned earlier, like I wanted to cancel. Like it went through my head when I was like, I don't feel like doing it, and it got to the point where I was like, what kind of example am I leading? Or what kind of like message am I trying to like motivation time, this, that, and the third, and I can't make it through the little hiccup, a little adversity, right?
mhm.
I tell people all the time, like, face those, and kill them, show them who's what. Um, that's why I decided to do the show today because it was like, I know it was gonna bring my normal energy, but like the fact that I did this, like Jerry, yes, today earlier, he was like, "You want to do my show tomorrow?" I was like, "Absolutely." I love his show, and to go out there and further tell people about SNU and tell them my story. Hopefully, one stroke survivor goes, you know what? I'm gonna fucking go out there and go after it today. Because Junior fucking he had the wherewithal and he had the gusto to go after it. That's half of the battle is trying. So I
Um,
say all this to say like there are good days and there are bad days. Like I'm not gonna sit here and act like there's no such thing, but how we handle those bad days defines our character. And that looking yourself in the mirror and be honest. Are you doing everything you can do to go after it? Or are you just sitting there, oh my life sucks. So I'm gonna do this and the third. Are you really applying yourself? You know?
Right.
Be honest with yourself.
And to me, that's half the battle. Honesty with
um,
yourself. Oftentimes, everybody is so busy doing this shit. Stop pointing fingers at people. It ain't the doctor fault. It ain't the therapist's fault. It ain't whoever did whatever they did to you fault. Because they just fucked up. But it's how you gonna deal with it. How you take the woes of your life. Because you got to take the power back for yourself. So even when they claim you're disabled, you got to tell yourself, I'm able. The fuck? Ain't no dis. When they tell you you're handicapped, no, I'm handicapable. There's no cap on my life. You got to close the lid for yourself. So if you keep it open and you're honest with who you are, you can fight a little bit harder. You can dig a little bit deeper. Just because can't nobody tell you something that you don't know about yourself. So when you honest with what's within, I couldn't say that right. It was a tongue twister. When you're honest with what that the fuck.
we with you. We like this. It's coming.
Listen, blame the look. Sometimes I'll be like blame the stroke,
You
but I'm
love
it's all
yourself.
good. Shut up, Julia.
Somebody just posted that they feel like they not doing enough, and I can relate to that because it be moments that I feel like, okay, I'm not doing enough, and all I can say to that person, I think her name was Jocelyn.
Yeah,
uh,
that was Jocelyn.
All I can say to you is do what you feel, do what you know you can do, and be okay with it. Don't what I'm saying. Don't compare yourself to nobody else and be like, oh, I'm not doing enough. Just
Right.
do what make really what makes you happy. It's mainly about. I've noticed since I didn't let go and becoming more happier, my body is reacting more.
Okay.
I don't have a lot of tightness. And see,
Okay.
this episode it combines all the other episodes we done did. One, handling emotion. The post we post about steps to recovery. Some of this negativity is coming from people that haven't went through them steps yet. They haven't accepted it. They haven't embraced it. So they
Yeah.
still going through that stage. And so that's why we can't be like, you have to feel sympathy for them because we know you haven't accepted it yet. You ain't embracing the new you. You ain't gathering your mind that anything worth having is worth fighting for. It's
Hmm.
gonna be hard to get there. You haven't gassed that yet. So we can't be mad at you. All you doing is making us push a little bit harder for you to realize that you still here for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And you so used to people being they so used to people being negative towards them that they can't accept positive.
Yeah.
They feel like we coming at them wrong. We hurting them or no, baby, we not hurting you. We didn't been there. We know what it's like. We trying to tell you we are walking this journey and we here with you. We walking with you. We might be walking a little bit steps ahead or a little we still walking this path with you. You're not alone.
Right.
And they just it's that's what I had to say about but that's why I'm sure that's why I show up to even be camera shy. I'm here because we all walk a different level. And I say that all the time. My quote, what I live by, my favorite song, is I rise. I rise every day for the ones that can't get up out the bed, for
Huh.
the ones that's in the wheelchair, for
Say
the
that.
ones that they're the ones that's sitting there thinking, oh, I wish I could walk on a cane. I rise every day. You rise up for the ones that became victims of the stroke. So if we don't show up, who else gonna show up for us?
Hmm. We here for us.
So
That's
I
real
just
talk. But no, you said you mentioned that comment that Jocelyn put up about not doing enough, and all I can say to that is effort. As long as you putting in 100%, you are doing enough. It ain't gonna
yeah.
always be a pretty day. It ain't gonna always be you getting to the fucking finish line of whatever you're trying to accomplish. But if you put in that effort every day, little inches are monumental gains because for every little inch, you went a little bit further. You went a little bit further. So I think there shouldn't be a thing that says you're not doing enough, especially if you know you're doing your best. And that's all enough is. I mean, in my eyes, personally, enough is you doing the best you can do. And that is in anything that you do. It ain't just about recovering from stroke or any of that. Because remember, this show is for every trauma survivor, and every trauma is a different situation for every person. So, in order to beat your trauma, whatever your trauma is, you just gotta take a little bitty step. It ain't gonna be um, gains with every little step, but it's gonna get you a little bit closer, a little bit closer. You just gotta keep going for what you want, and can't nothing stop you but you. So in these last 5 minutes of the show, we're going to remind everybody that there is no cap on your life. You're not disabled. You are whatever your able is. And we want we want you to accept you. We want you to embrace you. We want you to love you. Can't nobody love you more than you love yourself. So as long as that is top notch on your list, loving yourself and self care, you can't lose. There's no battle you can't win. And on days when it's like this, like how we all are on this early Monday morning with no energy and we over it already.
So we just started.
Yeah.
But
I
look at
know.
look, I'm still smiling. You still here, Trina, right there. We're still strength, courage, and wisdom. Ain't nothing changed except for the fact that we're human. And it's okay to be human. And today is just not our day. So I'm saying that to say, don't forget that showtime is about to change. Because
Amen.
we ain't doing this early morning shit no more.
I know. I looked at my strength in you shirt. I say, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work now.
I called Joy earlier and I was like, "You're cutting it close." She was like, I know." I was like, "Girl,
Listen, I was trying to be grown yesterday and I was being nasty and I was up too late.
Stop.
Now, this is me telling y'all, listen, strokes
Woo,
got me
cut the
ended.
show. That's a whole different episode.
Right, that's another episode, y'all. We ain't gonna tell you how we filthy McNasty on this episode, but we be throwing it back.
Hmm.
Just know that.
They don't know what it do, what it do, what it do.
That's that strength in you to push it through.
They'll be singing, I'm in love with a stroke survivor.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Don't take it personal. Laugh, y'all. Laugh. Laugh. Laugh.
Junior, like, ain't nobody doing this. It's too early for
Well,
sometimes
whenever they watch the show, laugh.
it's evident that I'm the only dude, right? Like it's moments like this.
Yeah.
I'm the only guy here."
right. It's moments like this, Junior, when your life was ruined and you realize I'm on here with two broads.
And then they freaky as hell.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
talk about who is the owl on your shoulder.
He talking some stuff too, right?
But no, seriously, y'all. Don't let nobody put stigmas on you. Don't let nobody stop you from living your life. Don't let nobody stop you from trying. Motivate yourself. Be your biggest supporter. Um, yeah, don't let the world shun you or tell you what you're capable of. Only you know what you can do, and only you know what your strength and your stride looks like. So I just encourage you to always go for it with that and not, of course, never give in to giving up on you. That's the most important part of life. You got to always go for what you know is for you. Because what's for you can't nobody take from you. Um,
Come
Girl, don't make me start preaching. No,
on, fellas, let me say it one more time. What? They can't take what?
they can't take nothing from you that's meant for you though in real life. So you just got to keep going forward in your truth and know that it ain't gonna always be an easy journey, but nevertheless, it's your journey and it's for you to embrace it because it's strengthening you. It's your story, it's your journey, it's your life, and only you can stop you. So just keep going for it. Don't let nobody put a diss in front of your able. Don't let nobody put a cap on your handicapable because you're meant to rise above all that. It doesn't stop you from your shine. You are the biggest grinder. So you just got to keep going. And in time, you'll get what's meant for you. And before we leave out, do courage or wisdom want to leave any messages for the week?
Yo, I always have to come with my quotes, and today is no different. The quote is by James Dean, the actor. and it goes, dream as if you'll live forever and live as if you'll die today. Think about that.
Mm.
Love that. And how about you, Courage?
I don't have nothing to say after that. That just it hit me hard, girl. That hit me. That hit my soul, my spirit, girl. That hit me.
Okay. Well, we thank you guys for watching. We
But we
love
love
you.
y'all.
And come back next week. It's gonna be a different time because we ain't gonna do you like this in the morning. But we love you and we appreciate you. And let nobody stop you from your shine. Until next time, my loves.
Bye.
Coming through with the
Bye.
strength in you. Coming through, coming
Thank
through
you,
with
thank
the
you.
strength in you. You made it through. Keep coming through with strength in you. Coming through.